In this video, I will share with you the top 10 lessons from famous introverts. And the first one is greatness is on the other side of suffering with David Goggins.
You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world because that's where you find yourself. You don't find yourself in over here. You find yourself on the other end. Like the 100-mile race I was on, I ran it for 24 hours. I found myself on the other end of that fucking race. That 19 hours, I found, wow, there's a whole nother fucking world out here that I've never even saw. But the world is in your mind. And that's what all that mediocrity is about. Mediocrity is contagious.
Believe in yourself and don't give up with Keanu Reeves.
He's letting go of his best self for one, his own kind of dark passion to fight, to want to have power. But he's using it as like, but I have to take care of the temple. I have to take care of my parents. I have to take care of my master. And so, it's called, Man of Tai Chi. And there's these things that we oftentimes, we have responsibilities. And so we'll make sacrifices, or we'll be attracted to something and we'll make sacrifices to get something. And the film is kind of promoting the idea that we have to be thoughtful about that. That you can sometimes sacrifice yourself, that you think it's for the good, but maybe there's another way.
Be willing to make sacrifices with Johnny Depp.
Paul Newman told me that any successful person in any field who in discussing their career doesn't use the word luck is a liar.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely right, yeah.
So you consider yourself lucky?
Very lucky, yeah.
But you have to have talent to meet the luck, right?
Somebody hands you the ball and you run, and if you get hit, or maybe you make it through. You never know, but I just know that somebody handed me the ball at a certain point, and I was hungry enough to keep running, and I'm still running. So,
what do you think makes you good at what you do? You have to think you're good.
I'm okay.
You don't watch yourself, right?
I don't know. I don't like to watch myself, but I think, I maintain a hunger, but not an ambition. I'm very happy to explore all possibilities of a character and really, dive in to the role. To the point of where, Disney wanted to fire me.
They wanted to fire you from Pirates?
Yeah.
Because?
They couldn't understand what I was doing, They didn't understand the character. They were contemplating subtitling the film,
Always follow your heart with Emma Watson.
I want to be a film director.
Do what you love and make films about what you love. You can argue yourself into making decisions that don't have heart behind them. And they're never the right ones. Just always follow the thing that feels the most right to you.
Never assume you know everything with Elon Musk.
And always taking the position that you're to some degree wrong, and your goal is to be less wrong over time. I think one of the biggest mistakes people generally make, and I'm guilty of it too, is wishful thinking. You want something to be true, even if it isn't true. And so you ignore the things that, you ignore the real truth because of what you want to be true. This is a very difficult trap to avoid. And like I said, it's certainly one that I find myself in having problems with. But if you just take that approach of you're always to some degree wrong and your goal is to be less wrong, and solicit critical feedback, particularly from friends. Like particularly friends, if somebody loves you, they want the best for you. They don't want to tell you the bad things. So you have to ask them, and say, really, I really do want to know.
Immerse in your passion with Meryl Streep.
Every time I see you on screen, whatever role it is you choose, the second I see you in it, you own it. Your voice is different, you physically may be different. How do you do that?
Oh, well, that's acting. I mean, it is. That's what I like to do. That's total immersion into possibility. What a life I could imagine I lived. And that's infinitely interesting to me. And you can't, there's no bottom to it. I read a lot of scripts, and my heart starts to race at some point when I have when I read a character that I want to do. And so that's the recognition of a like soul or something in there that I want to say.
Ego Doesn't Serve You with Chris Evans.
I had certain beliefs and desires, and I wanted to be a certain type of person, but a lot of my thoughts were kind of, I guess, rooted in the ego, you know. And when I say the ego, I don't necessarily mean arrogance. I just mean the part of your brain that says I. It's the thinker, and that part of your brain is very self-serving, and it's very it lives in a world of comparisons and time, and none of these things are helpful. And it just kind of would consistently take me out of a positive place, you know, the man I wanted to be, or the man I thought I should be, or you know, thinking you know how you should be doing things or what you should be doing, but then not executing those things leaves you in this kind of spiral of disappointment.
Always Be a Student with Bill Gates.
You went to Harvard and you dropped out. Have you ever thought how your life could be better off if you had gotten your Harvard degree?
Well, I'm a weird dropout because I take college courses all the time. I love learning company courses and things, so I loved being a student. And there were smart people around, and you know, they fed you and they gave you these nice grades that made you feel smart. So I feel it was unfortunate that I didn't get to stay there, but I don't think I missed any knowledge because, you know, whatever I needed to learn, I was still in a learning mode.
Be Patient with Simon Sinek.
I talk to so many smart, fantastic, ambitious, idealistic, hard-working kids, and they're right out of college, they're in their entry-level jobs, and I'll ask them, how's it going? And they'll say, I think I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, why? They say to me, I'm not making an impact. I'm like, you know you've been here 8 months, right? They treat the sense of fulfillment or even love like it's a scavenger hunt, like it's something you look for. My millennial friends, they've gone through so many jobs. They're either getting fired, I mean, it was mutual, or they're quitting because they're not making an impact, or they're not finding the thing they're looking for, or they're not feeling fulfilled, as if it's a scavenger hunt. Love, a job you find joy from, is not something you discover. It's not like, I found love. Here it is. I found a job I love. That's not how it works. Both of those things require hard work. You are in love because you work very hard every single day of your life to stay in love. You find a job that brings you ultimate joy because you work hard every single day to serve those around you, and you maintain that joy. It's not a discovery. But the problem is the sense of impatience. It's as if an entire generation is standing at the foot of a mountain. They know exactly what they want. They can see the summit. What they can't see is the mountain. This large, immovable object. Life, career fulfillment, relationships are journeys. The problem is, this entire generation has an institutionalized sense of impatience. And do they have the patience to go on the journey to maintain love, to feel fulfilled? Or do they just quit and on to the next, dump and on to the next, ghost and on to the next?
Don't Let Failure Stop You with Michael Jordan.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
Now, I have a bonus lesson for you, but before I share it, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you liked this video, make sure to watch this one next, where I share with you why YouTube is a perfect fit for introverts. And the bonus lesson is, do right by you and others with Oprah Winfrey.
So doing the right thing, even when nobody knows you're doing the right thing, will always bring the right thing to you. I promise you that. Why? Because the third law of motion is always at work. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That is so true in all of our lives. That's what Newton said. Everything you even try to do to me, already done to you. So you don't have to worry about revenge or getting back at somebody, making sure they pay. You just have to do the right thing, and the right thing will follow you even when people don't support it.
Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.